Hey there, folks! If you're enjoying these kinds of mysteries and stories, make sure to follow our channel so you don't miss out on this video and all the ones we've got coming up. You can really help us out by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. We appreciate your support. The most mysterious discoveries scientists still can't explain. Unsolved mysteries. Not everything in this world comes with an explanation. Sometimes, when we come across something we just can't figure out, we turn to the internet or flip through books looking for answers. If that doesn't help, we might ask a friend who knows a thing or two. And if we're still stuck, we might even reach out to scientists. But even scientists don't have all the answers. That's exactly the case with the discoveries we're about to talk about in this video. But first, let's get a shout-out to our notifications team. 1. The Wilburton Iron Cup Mystery, from the year 1912. In 1912, something really strange was discovered in a coal mine in Wilburton, Oklahoma. They found an iron cup completely embedded inside a lump of coal estimated to be about 300 million years old. A man named Frank Kennard reported the find, but his story is the only proof we have, which has raised a lot of skepticism due to the lack of solid evidence, and the mysterious disappearance of the cup itself. Several theories have been suggested, like maybe the cup got stuck in water and the coal somehow formed around it later. One commentator, Mark Isaac, said it might just be an 18th century iron tool used by a tin or lead worker. But despite all these theories, no one's come up with a solid explanation for how something like this could end up in ancient coal. Like many discoveries of this kind, it's seen as a challenge to traditional history and archaeology and has gained attention from fans of ancient alien theories. 2. The Curse of the Pella Tablet. The phrase ancient curse usually doesn't sound very promising, but the truth is not all ancient curses were written with bad intentions. Take the Pella Curse tablet, for example. Despite the spooky-sounding name, archaeologists think this was actually a love spell, written by a woman named Degina, who wanted a man called Undeciphered to fall in love with her. The curse was written in ancient Doric Greek, on a lead scroll around 2,400 years ago, and was discovered in Pella, Macedonia in 1986. Besides giving us a glimpse into the romantic lives of people over 2 millennia ago, the language used on the tablet shows that ancient Macedonian was likely a Northwest Greek dialect, not its own language. When Degina wrote her spell, she was very clear about what she wanted, for Undeciphered to marry her, not a woman named Thetim. She even added a little safety clause for herself. She wanted to be with him unless she ever chose to retrieve the tablet herself. So even while trying to steal Undeciphered from another woman, she still gave herself a way out if she changed her mind. Around 4,500 years ago, what we now call northern India was the heart of the Indus Valley civilization, which stretched east into what is now Pakistan. Archaeologists have found over 2,000 ancient sites from this civilization, but none have puzzled researchers more than the strange, unclear symbols found on stone seals left behind by these mysterious people. Are these symbols a form of writing? Nobody knows. Over 6,000 examples have been found, yet no one's been able to crack the code. Besides the seals, these symbols appear on pottery, tablets, weapons, and tools, usually alongside pictures. Some of the symbols repeat, which normally points to a written language, but there just aren't enough examples to confirm if these marks truly communicate anything meaningful. They might simply describe the items they're on, or they might hold the entire untold history of this ancient civilization. Without the right key, we may never know. Syria is home to plenty of ancient temples, each with its own fascinating story. But the Ain Dara temple has always stood out, mostly because of the massive footprints carved right at its entrance. These footprints have been there for over 3,300 years and have sparked endless debate. Scholars and archaeologists think they were made to symbolize the gods entering the temple's inner sanctuary. But local legends tell a different story, about a great deity with clawed feet who left behind these prints. Some even claim the builders themselves were giants and left their footprints behind. Stories of ancient giants are common in this part of the world, and these mysterious footprints are often used as supposed proof. Sadly, the temple suffered serious damage during a Turkish airstrike in 2018, but the footprints somehow survived. The Balbal statues, sometimes called stone idols, are these strange ancient sculptures you can find scattered all across Russia, southern Siberia and Mongolia. Most folks outside these regions honestly have never even heard of them. Usually these statues show male warriors, all decked out in armour, helmets, shields and weapons, but, some of the female figures wear hats and carry bags instead. Nobody really knows where these statues came from or what they were supposed to represent. The tradition of making these things started way back in the Bronze Age. That's around 4000 BC in Central and Western Asia, and later got picked up by the Sarmatians and the Qiang. The craft spread all over Eurasia, especially among the early Turkic people. But then, out of nowhere, it just vanished with the fall of the Balbals and the spread of Islam. Many of these statues were set up on ancient burial mounds and might have been used for religious or political reasons, which only makes them more mysterious. These forgotten relics are actually a big yet pretty neglected part of our human story, and honestly, they deserve to be preserved. So it seems that some ancient unknown civilization once lived deep in France's Fontainebleau forest thousands of years ago, and strangely enough, they might have known way more about animals than people of their time should have. The forest is basically an open-air museum full of odd archaeological treasures, cave drawings of three-fingered humans, carvings tucked away in tiny, hard-to-reach crevices, and these massive rocks with human-like faces carved into them. And here's the really weird part. Some of these carvings clearly show animals like elephants, which of course were never native to France, and definitely shouldn't have been there 1,000 years ago when these rocks were carved. So how did these ancient people even know what elephants looked like? And really, how did they manage to carve such huge rocks so precisely? Maybe we could get some answers if we could just figure out the written symbols next to a lot of the carvings. But so far nobody's been able to crack the code, and honestly it's possible we never will. Finally, there's the Mazora stone circle in Morocco, a mysterious prehistoric monument that's been puzzling archaeologists for years now. This ancient site is made up of 168 standing stones, all arranged in a big circular pattern, and the tallest stone stands over 15 feet high. Folks believe these stones were put here more than 9,000 years ago, which makes this one of the oldest stone circles on the planet. Even after all these thousands of years, the stones are still in great shape, with detailed carvings and patterns you can still see on their surfaces. No one really knows what the Mazora stone circle was for. Some experts think it might have been used for watching the stars or for religious rituals. Others say it could have had a more practical use, like marking the changing of the seasons or serving as a gathering place. It's tucked away in a remote part of Morocco, and now people are working hard to preserve it and keep researching its secrets. Visitors come from all over the world, drawn in by its ancient beauty and all the mysteries it still holds. Well, that's it for today's journey through some of history's strangest mysteries. Thanks so much for listening, really. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stick around for more stories and discoveries in future videos.